My name is Joseph Olzacki, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Education Subcommittee of the State of Connecticut Legislature for an opportunity to speak on behalf of the Holocaust and World Genocides Bill. I have over 18 years in classroom teaching and administration, and I now direct a partnership between the Republic of Rwanda, Ministry of Education, and the University of Hartford College of Education, Nursing and Health Professions in education methods, English language, ICT, and conflict resolution. I regret I cannot be with you today, but I am 9,000 miles away instructing teachers in Rwanda. As you may remember, through such movies as Hotel Rwanda and Sometimes in April, the Rwandan government, the Rwandan people, experienced a mass genocide in 1994, where over 1 million people were brutally slaughtered. Every day in Rwanda, I work within walking distance of genocide memorials where 5,000 to 50,000 mangled corpses are partially buried from the 1994 slaughter. We thought the world would agree to never again. What happened? We forgot. For 14 years, I was a teacher, administrator in the Bloomfield Public Schools. I instructed some of the brightest students of my career. Yet one day, one of my young leaders sat in my office listening into a conversation between myself and an old professor. We were discussing an article about hate crimes and the ties to the Holocaust and how Americans did not pay attention to the mass murder in Europe until after 1940. After the conversation concluded, my student said to me, "Dr. O, that Holocaust thing, isn't that when a bunch of people got killed, right?" As I reflect, I suppose I was very shocked when I looked at my student as he sat back and said, What? Did I say something wrong?" I said, "No, but I did ask, what do you know about the Holocaust? What do you know about world genocide?" Again, he was quiet, and I went to my computer and showed him a picture of a swastika, the Nazi banner. Not saying a word, I said, "What is this?" He said, "Real cool colors." "Yeah, no, never saw that before." "What is it?" He honestly didn't know, and the student was amongst the brightest in his class. I soon realized that he and many others had little knowledge of genocide. I questioned the social studies department at the high school and found that they only briefly examined World War II and the Holocaust and did not cover any of the other United Nations recognized genocides. Too many other things to cover. One of my colleagues stated to me, "We have to choose." She stated even the textbooks we use only gave 3 paragraphs to the Holocaust. 11 million people in 3 paragraphs. I just shook my head. These students are going out into a world where hate breeds in the darkness of the mind, gangs using Nazi colors, and the violence is ignored by intellectual thought, and we don't provide students in education in genocide ideology, a loss of identity, or a vibrant history of the world. She said, sadly, no. That explained much about how our students would think about the world, expectations of human rights, other races, and other religions. From that discussion, we began the Identity Project, an award-winning program that asked every student to answer at program's end one question. What happens when someone strips you of everything that makes you you? The answer is, of course, genocide. In subsequent years, after completion of the program, we took students through an interdisciplinary course of study that had them read, experience, and listen to survivors of many of the present world genocides and the Holocaust, and then, after writing their thoughts, provided them with a culminating experience of a lifetime, an all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C., so that they could experience the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. 500 students free of charge. During each of the visits, students viewed the vivid displays and were troubled. "Why didn't we know about this?" one student said. "Damn, this is true," another one said. "And why isn't this on TV?" The most poignant moment came from one young man we were asked to take, who had a long history of criminal convictions. He turned to Rabbi Olzacki, a chaperone, lecturer, and a survivor of the Holocaust, and said, "Man, this is awful. Why didn't anyone care? You know that flag? That's my gang's colors. Whoa, this is real." At that moment, that student taught us. The local gang in Hartford used the same colors as the Nazi flag. Now that was a reality check. As I left Bloomfield to teach at the University of Hartford and survivors in Rwanda, we were fortunate that in Connecticut that we have groups who have stepped up to attempt to assure that we never forget. Voices of Hope, the Hero Center, Yale Center for Genocide Studies, the Dodd Center offer free resources to schools, but not every school teaches about the Holocaust or world genocides. Why would we include the Holocaust and world genocides as a graduation requirement? Because the objective of teaching any subject is to engage the intellectual growth of students in order to inspire critical thinking to help students make good decisions. Knowing that signs of hatred root is important skill for our students. Because if never again is truly to be never again, then we must have current generations be informed in what defines a genocide. The World War II generations that protected us so valiantly are passing, and memories of other genocides like that in Cambodia with the Khmer Rouge, the Serbian-Bosnian conflict, the genocide in the Sudan, the 1994 genocide in Rwanda are fading and not being used as teaching tools. And finally, because at this present time, Business Insider magazine states that in 2018, this year, there are 5 active genocides in parts of the world that many people have never heard of. Yet, if we are again going to lead in education in this state, lead in growth, and become the compassionate America, then genocide is not only about history, but it is, unfortunately, a current event. I strongly urge the Education Committee and the Connecticut State Legislature to support the Holocaust and World Genocide requirement. Thank you.